Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program with some breaking news. Sambit, better known as the Sambit, now wears glasses. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, somehow, he looks more handsome than ever. Crisp, elegant, dangerously intellectual. It's giving if Malcolm X and Bruce Wayne had a child that went to a Catholic school in South Africa. Alright, you got me. That is not why I made this video, okay? As much as I'd love to dedicate an entire episode on how my jawline now deserves its own postcode, we've got something that's even juicier than that. Something so bold, so spicy, so poetic that it has the ANC sweating harder than an Eskom technician during stage 6. Donald J. Trump has signed a sanctions bill against South African officials. Yup, you heard that right. And suddenly the same people who were shouting, "Trump is the devil," are now secretly refreshing their browsers like, maybe this guy Sama had a point. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the bill, the backlash, and most importantly, let's talk about how I told you so many months ago. Because once again, it turns out that the Sambit was not just tooting out of his nose and tooting his own horn. Oh no, because I definitely didn't see this coming. I mean, what could possibly go wrong when the man who once said the UN he'd bomb them like they've never been bombed before decides he wants to sanction us? South Africa? What did we do? Us? Sanctions? Bro, we don't even have working traffic lights down the street. Why would Trump want to sanction us? What did we do? You know the government is sweating right now. Not because they care about the people, I mean, lol, please, but because they're now going to suffer 10 times harder than we ever had. And let's be honest, we are kind of enjoying it. Yes, you heard me, I know you're enjoying it. This is like watching your school bully get detention while you sip your juice box and smirk like, justice. Now, you want to know how we're going to feel this? We've already been feeling it. Load shedding, petrol prices, unemployment, femicide. We've been living under sanctions just from our own government. Thank you very much. But now there's America jumping in. And now Cyril is going to feel that international heat even more than the Pala Pala farm heat. That Joe Biden squinting while reading from a teleprompter heat. That Trump playing golf while the world burns energy. But let's roll it back, shall we? Remember when I said I was going to tell you I told you so earlier? Well, remember when I made that viral video talking about how Donald Trump saved South Africa and y'all lost your minds in the comments? This guy is insane. Trump doesn't care about Africa. Stick to jokes, you TikTok Malcolm X wannabe. And now what? Now look, where did that bring you? Back to me. Because Trump's name is literally on paperwork sanctioning corrupt South African officials, targeting the human rights abusers, the looters, the political hyenas that have turned parliament into a buffet. And what do I see in the media? Trump signs a bill targeting SA elites. Who called it? The Sambit. Me right here. This ain't even about loving Trump anymore. This is about the truth. And sometimes, whether you like the guy or not, the truth slaps harder than your feelings and your dry biltong. You think our own leaders would ever hold each other accountable? No. You think the ANC would put their own in jail? No. You think Ramaphosa would look Becky Kele in the eyes and say, "We're firing you"? Heck no. But Trump pulls up in gold cufflinks and a red tie and says, "Enough. No more excuses. No more pity parties. No more hiding behind the shadow of apartheid while you create a brand new oppression in its place called economic oppression." This sanction bill is bigger than just politics. It's a cosmic slap. We see you, and you're not going to ruin your country while hiding behind history forever. That's literally what this bill is saying. And guess what? It took someone outside the country to do what no one inside had the guts to do. So yeah, laugh all you want, mock me and my glasses again, but every time that Eskom goes dark, every time that Rand Water hits maintenance mode, every time we see another billion rand disappear into a minister's Range Rover collection and his 8 wives, just know Sambit said it first. Alright? Trump wasn't just a politician, He became unintentionally a mirror, and now our leaders cannot even stand to look at it. And hey, if this is what saving South Africa looks like, sanctions and pressure from someone bold enough to call out corruption when no one else will, then maybe we should ask ourselves this: where were the rest of you? And why did it take the orange man to do what our own so-called leaders wouldn't? You laughed back then, at me and at him, but I'll ask you again now. Who's laughing now? Ha ha! And you just know someone in cabinet right now is Googling how to cancel US sanctions with a chicken and a goat. You know what this also means? Our government's official response is going to be the usual. This is Western imperialism, colonialism, neo-colonial, fascist, capitalist, classist supremacy. Meanwhile, we just wanted jobs and working Wi-Fi. They'll spin it into some anti-black propaganda narrative to distract us from the fact that the only reason we're even in this mess is because they stole all the money and bought luxury toilets. And Trump, he's sitting in Mar-a-Lago right now, and I told them, don't do bad things. And then they did do bad things. And now we're doing good things with sanctions. The best sanctions. No one does sanctions like I do. You gotta love the drama, because South Africa, we are like that Netflix political thriller where you think it's fiction until you realize, nope, it's the 8 p.m. news, all right? So stay tuned, because it's gonna get messy. And as usual, the people pay the price, while the politicians play the victim. But hey, the bright side is at least someone finally said enough. Too bad it had to be a guy who thinks bleach cures COVID. This is the Summer Sambit, and like always, I'll see you next time.